Hey everybody, welcome to the Onyx Path Twitch channel. We are playing Aberrant Collateral Damage 2, Further Damage. I am your story guide, Travis Legg. We have the band back together. Folks have met up. I saw a hi with a question mark in chat. Can you hear me? Okay, I hope. I see levels and everything looks fine. So I'm going to assume, unless chat starts yelling at me, that everything's working. That's how I get through anxieties in life. I just assume that everything is fine. When last we met, when last we met was two separate occasions. With Ghost and Liminal, you had accompanied Connor Connors to a meeting in Las Vegas where you found yourselves eventually, after a little bit of cat and mouse with some henchmen, you found yourselves at a table with Raul Orzazes, who is sort of the face of the Terrigen movement. And he was hiring your company to basically escort some sensitive documents from one location to another within his own organization known as Archangel. And he had shown a, I guess for lack of a better term, somewhat creepy interest in Ghost, because he seemed to feel like she needed to hear the Terrigen pitch.
Yeah, that was real weird. I didn't like that.
Which she did not need to hear, and made it pretty clear, I think, to him that she was not interested in that particular philosophy.
So super freaking unprofessional, but I just realized I left my notes on the other side of the room, so I'll be right back.
Go for it. You're good.
You took notes?
Oh, employee of the month.
Ghost took notes. She don't know if she can even hear me right now because her headphones are on, but oh my god.
Sure can.
Ghostwriter, doesn't it?
Oh, no!
What did I miss?
Oh, we were just mocking. Dixie was mocking you for taking notes.
No, it wasn't mocking. I was surprised and shocked. I was like, oh, you took notes? You're a way better person than I am for any game I've ever played. I just take photographic memory and tell the GM they have to remember everything.
Right.
How do you think I remember the fact that Enterprise owes me a Cinnabon?
That's fair. It's written down.
I bought you a Cinnabon.
If you write
you did, but Enterprise still owes me a Cinnabon.
That's Cinnabonomics. You see, one person can't replace someone else's Cinnabon. I feel like we need to end in a mall, just to bring everything full circle. But while you were running around in Vegas being creeped out a little bit and, eventually hired by this rich aristocrat, back at the home fires, there was a bit of a situation with Fwafwa and Dumpster Fire. Mainly with Fwafwa, you had received a rather disturbing message conveyed to you regarding your father's well-being. You were summoned to, I believe it was Prague, to the Hilton in Prague, and where you found your father was being effectively possessed and puppeted around by this electronic entity who dumped a whole bunch of insinuation and lore in your lap regarding Connor Connors, regarding his relationship with Archangel, and regarding the terms under which Connor left the DeVries agency. Armed with this information and placing this electronic entity in, I do believe, a cell phone.
It started there.
I was going to say, I thought he got into the cell phone, you jumped back to the office, and then you put him inside of a toy?
Oh.
We needed him, we needed a safe way to transport him, and Dumpster Fire had one of the prototype Dumpster Fire dolls.
Yes,
So he put the entity into the Dumpster Fire doll.
I'm so happy right now.
It was a level of nightmare you would expect.
So he was forced to talk to us through a tiny, toy soldiers kind
a
of
little,
way.
little
You have
plastic chibi doll.
You like have a homunculus.
But then we transferred him into like a Faraday cage set up in a PC because we got
Crash. Dave
and whatever the hell the teleporter's name is. They set up that like server room that couldn't be escaped.
Yes.
That was our move.
And yeah, so you now have this entity imprisoned, and you did send a text message that was so brilliantly coded that no one could have ever possibly figured out what it was, including the intended recipient, that would have been sent to liminal. So do you remember specifically what that text was? Because I think it was something about like picking something up on the way back to the office or something, right? Like it was very...
Dumpster Fire was asking for diet
I was
tips.
asking for diet tips, yeah. I said, I really need you to bring back some diet tips. We need to sit and we need to talk. I need diet tips. I'm looking to get in shape.
So Liminal checks her cell phone. I go, that can wait.
Right, exactly.
We really need codes, guys.
And he was sitting there like, she's totally gonna get this.
Yeah. Convinced.
She knows me.
Such a cinnamon roll.
Yeah, so that's where we were at. You were waiting at the office for everyone to return while you have this digital entity trapped inside of a hard drive in that server room, under glass, I believe, right? You had a glass box over the top of it.
Yeah, I think we were mildly threatening it in the meantime.
And, the next morning rolls around, and you head into the office. Or are you going to spend the night in the office, I guess? Would be the first question for Dumpster Fire and Fwafwa.
Oh, yeah.
All right, yeah, so you spend the night in the office. You do receive a phone call, Fwafwa, probably about 5 a.m. local time. From your
my phone still works right now, honestly.
Seems to be fine now that the entity's not in it. From your very disturbed and confused father.
Oh, sorry.
Because you left him unconscious on the floor of a hotel room in Prague.
A Hilton. I left him in a Hilton. I'm so sorry.
Nothing's wrong with the Hilton. I just stayed in the Hilton Atlanta for 5 days. They have an executive lounge with free drinks.
He's gonna need it. So yeah, he says, I'm told that some woman fitting your description came to this room that I have been marooned in, and they're expecting me to pay for. Do you have any idea what happened to me? And what day is it?
I am so sorry. Well.
Why do I taste copper?
Oh, that's unnerving. Okay, so wait, did you actually have anything to drink? Yeah. Okay, you really need to maybe go somewhere safe. Do you have someone? You have someone who could pick you up. That's right. Right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Maybe go somewhere not normal for a little while. Take a vacation, right? Yeah.
Is this something? Did something happen with work? Is this a work issue that you're experiencing? Did you get yourself in danger?
I think your witch of a wife may have caused some trouble. So, Dad, just please keep your head down for a little while.
That's fine, but you really shouldn't blame her for everything that goes wrong.
I'm sorry. She's still a witch. I'm
going to call her. I'm going to call your wicked stepmother and ask her to have one of her associates come pick me up, since I'm marooned in Prague.
Okay, that wasn't my choice. But maybe you shouldn't. Do you have somebody you would trust outside of the agencies, please?
Someone I trust outside of the agency?
Yeah, just maybe someone that is just a friend.
Plenty of people. None of them can fly or teleport.
Ugh. Really? None of them have... Sorry. She covers the phone. She's like, can someone pick up my dad? He needs a ride home.
It's 5 a.m. He's the teleporter is still sitting on the PlayStation.
Well,
It's very difficult for me to teleport when I haven't slept.
fine. She's like, I'm sorry.
That wasn't a no. I was just.
She just clutches the cell phone and like her nails, well manicured, spends too much money on it, just clinks on the side of it. Okay, thanks. Can you do it or not?
Yeah, where's he going?
Yeah, where do you want to go?
I would like to be in my own. I need a shower, preferably my own shower.
Okay, all right. She's gonna regurgitate where that would be.
Yeah, you give him the address.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. He pauses his game, and you see like he brings up another window on the monitor that's just like Google Maps. He looks at the things. All right, and you hear like catch the phone on the other side. Somebody gets on and says, hello. The gentleman that was using our phone at the front desk here just disappeared.
Oh, everything's fine. That's normal. Put his bill, and she's gonna give her credit card information. Just I'll take care of it. It's fine. Sir, please.
That's not normal, but sure. We're gonna have to charge an extra security deposit to cover the cost of cleaning my fucking uniform because somebody just disappeared in front of me.
Oh God! Why would you tell me that?
I have to if I'm going to charge your card for it.
I don't think that's how it. He holds the phone down. Fine. Have a lovely day, sir, ma'am. I don't know.
He hangs up. So what's so beyond that, you wait the next morning. Eventually, about 6:30 in the morning, the teleporter takes a nap on the couch. He wakes up about 10:30. Like sits up, picks up his controller with one hand, and he starts like playing with one hand. He reaches over like under one of the couch cushions and pulls out a tube of Crest and just drops it into his mouth. Throws it kind of over to the other side of the couch, picks up a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew, spins the top off with his finger, swishes it around, and just spits it in the garbage can.
Grounds to really get the abrasion in there? Jesus! Ugh.
Sets it back down, just keeps playing. Waits for.
How are you alive?
I have a Nova metabolism. Oh, hold on. He reaches under and pulls out like a beeper, like a straight up like 1998 pager. Goes, oh, boss needs a lift. He rolls his eyes back in his head. Liminal, Ghost, and Connors, finish your meeting, finish your evening. Wake up in the morning and prepare for a transit home. Is there anything you want to do before you leave Las Vegas?
Well, now I have a song stuck in my head.
Drink myself to death with a hooker? What do you, that's what you do before you leave Las Vegas, right?
Yes. Come on, Travis. No, I don't think so. I've had a convention and stuff in between these sessions, so all I remember was something about the archive that we were going to have to do a thing for. But that's all I remember.
Oh, you
Ghost
had,
does. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say you had set up a job. You were going to go from back. You were going to go back to Chicago to meet up with everybody, and from there you were going to go to, I believe it was Sweden, to go to their archives and then escort the materials out of the archives.
Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think we're done here.
Believe it.
Ghost isn't going to want to do anything. She will, however, demand that she does not go last through the teleporter because she doesn't like it closing in front of her. So as long as she either goes before Con Manor or Liminal, she's good.
Okay, I'll go last.
All right. They send you through first. It's pretty 1, 2, 3 with you because this is not a warp situation. as much as it's just like a teleportation, so it functions a little differently. There's no portal. You're just sort of pulled through space, which makes it a little bit less pleasant, if that's possible. A little bit less fun. But you do
jump as you leap into it.
Exactly. But you do manifest in the office with teleporter sitting on the couch. Kind of just looks like as you appear, he's looking back toward his screen, like he verified you're there, so everything's fine. And Dumpster Fire and Fwafa, what are you doing? Like, where are you at 9 or probably about 10:30 in the morning when they appear? About 10:30 local time.
Dumpster Fire is probably getting second breakfast ready.
Were there any tacos left?
He's repurposed those into breakfast burritos.
Okay.
And he is also probably trying to put together a small army of the action figures, like as many prototypes, like any of the prototypes he could find, and get them all together so that he has electric ghost traps now. The way he understands it.
Wait, are you like trying to hide them around the office?
He wants basically to have them to like throw like a grenade, essentially. He doesn't understand what the fuck was going on. He just knows he was able to get the thing into the little guy.
Okay.
Waffle's probably staying near where we made our little containment area and keeping an eye on what is absolutely nightmare fuel, but she doesn't trust because she doesn't fully understand how contained and hasn't exactly been trustworthy to begin with. So she's just sitting there with a cold cup of coffee that she's made from like office coffee, not good coffee. It's just she's just sitting on the floor, like looks down at phone, looks back at it.
And are you sitting in the like cold room that you built, or are you sitting like just outside the door, like in the main office?
Just outside the door, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you see the two of them sitting as such when you appear. Connor just kind of looks around at them for a second and says, well, I'm going to go hit my office and get everything ready. Prep for takeoff. I'd like to get to Sweden sooner than later. He walks into the
Well,
office.
why are you being weirder than usual?
Well, somebody didn't respond to my text message.
We were in a meeting. It didn't seem that important at the time.
You didn't get the...
When do you guys have to leave?
Like, soon. We have a mission. Like, that's a lot of money.
No,
Like, a lot.
We kind of need to talk and examine some things. And he, like, terribly, horribly tries to not draw Connor's attention, but still just awkwardly pointing at the door that she's sitting in front of.
God, you're bad at this.
Yeah, and like, Connors was walking off back to his office, right?
Yeah. He just walked right back into his office.
So, nice to see you guys. I think we need a team meeting, sounds like, with us who are here.
Yeah, I need diet
Okay.
tips.
That doesn't mean anything.
Listen, we need to have, we need to pick a word another time. Can we,
Okay.
We need to show a thing, right? Show
Okay, let's go in the room.
Show and
Let's go in
tell,
the room.
and we're...
Oh, okay.
Oh, before we go in,
Electronic devices.
yes, he like pulls out. Actually, no. Just to be safe, opens up his coat. I'm gonna need you to put all your electronic devices. You know where.
Wow, just chucks it. No second thoughts. Yeet.
I look around for a plastic bag first.
Oh no.
Phone in a plastic bag, and then I'll put it in. Here you go.
It's non-toxic, not corrosive. I mean, if
sure
that
there's
makes you
rice
feel
in
better.
there.
The mouth closes around it.
Ghost just throws hers in because if things turn badly, he owes her a new cell phone. So
Also, because no one ever calls her anyway.
Oh wow, that's
exactly.
Mhm.
So he buttons up his turnout coat and says, "All right, we can go in now." Opens the door, and he's going to threateningly hold the one of the prototype dolls. I see the look on your face. Don't judge this. And he's gonna walk in like an exorcist holding a cross. He's walking in towards the
Judged.
computer.
All right, you step into the room. There's a computer tower sitting in the middle of the room that has like a glass box over it.
Those don't generally move.
Everything's sort of pushed away from the box to give it a wide berth of space. And once you're all in and the door is closed and, Dumpster Fire is holding this toy out at it, you see a little spark dance across the surface of it, of the computer that's inside the glass case.
This lying little piece of shit is our guest of honor this week. It's just pointing at the computer, just like.
Okay, I'll bite. You're gonna have to explain some stuff.
Your guest of honor is a computer tower, and it's scared of a doll.
No. There's a ghost in it, and is going back in the doll if he doesn't fucking cooperate.
Yes and no.
A ghost.
There is an entity in. It needs the electricity to kind of sustain itself right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's why we took away your phones.
Are your dolls electronic?
Yeah, they got little.
Like pull.
He presses the button on the back, and it.
I honestly had no idea we had the budget for that. That's actually kind of cool.
Well, it's only a prototype. They probably won't be able to do it on a mass scale, but
Oh, heck no. They're going to be like those old Pee Wee Herman dolls where like none of them ever actually talked right.
I thought that was why we were broke, honestly.
Well.
Anyway.
That's how we got him here.
What is he?
A dick.
Yes.
A massive dick.
While you guys were gone, they got into my inbox. I thought it was some kind of message from my dad. Turns out, writing my dad like a cheap whore in his body, and said that there was danger for you guys. And at first we were like, "Oh, we'll hear you out," but he said he needed something better to sustain himself in. He was having trouble. And we found an improvised home, but when we tried to come back, something about the transport, we saw into...
We saw that he was a lying sack of shit.
That, yeah, absolutely. So there's some sensitive information.
Because he was inside my warp field in my tummy, and that interacted with crash dash bash, whatever the hell he calls himself. It interacted with his Nova qualities in a weird way, and we kind of got a little bit of a mental handshake going on, and we think he had orders. He's involved in the assassination attempt on Connors.
Ordered it.
Or at least changed the orders.
It wasn't originally for Connors. It was for, name. Oh, God.
I don't know. It was some archangel person was supposed to do it. And...
Wait, Archangel?
Yeah, that was it. That was the person that was supposed to do the hit, that did do the hit, but against Connors, which was the target that...
Connors wasn't the original target of Archangel to begin with.
Yeah, Electro Douche changed it to somebody else. Changed it to Connors.
You're making a face. Why? Do you know? What do you...
Do you want me to go get red yarn?
No.
I don't know. It helps in the movies for some reason. I don't know.
The job we just took that was going to actually make our lives unreasonably comfortable, which is why we absolutely should have known better than this.
Unreasonably comfortable, by the way. Like, we negotiated the crap out of this for all of us.
Oh, yeah. So there's this Count Raoul, what's his name, dude, who wanted us to clean out this facility for him of some
That was the name.
Probably
That was
originally.
the name.
that
That
was
was the
who
name.
the
That was
hit
the
was
name. That was
for.
the name.
That was who? What?
The
The original target.
The
I'm sorry,
place he wants us to clean out is called the Archangel Archives, and that's his company.
Which is a really stupid name, by the way. They should have matched them together.
Yeah, no kidding. Archives. Actually, no, that's dumb too.
I mean, it would have looked like Archives, but I don't care. It would have been cool.
It would have looked like Archives.
Oh, that's right. He goes into his. He opens up his coat again, goes into the mouth, pulls out a bag, a little slimy. I got breakfast burritos.
I'll pass.
We ate in Vegas.
Oh, I don't need to eat
All right.
anymore.
Buffet.
Opens
Thank
up the
you, though.
bag and just
It was
starts
a-
going at a burrito.
We stayed at a Hooters hotel. It was terrible. But there were wings.
Okay.
So why are we not telling Connors any of this?
Because he might be involved in the original plan to hit Raoul.
Okay.
And then Raoul or somebody, Archangel Electrodouche changed the hit from Raoul to Connors. So Archangel went after.
Can we communicate with Electrodouche?
Oh yeah, I mean he's a lying
yeah,
sack of shit though. So
hold
getting
on. He's gonna take the doll, open up the the canis, the glass container.
Okay.
Come on.
So how
You
exactly
see
do we
the
know he's
other
lying?
side of the tower start to have sparks on it, like it's trying to back away from the doll.
Come on. Get in the fucking doll. Just mash it like a child playing with toys.
How would you like to try to convince this this disembodied entity to enter the doll?
It's either the doll or my belly.
What would you say that's an intimidation you're going for there?
what are the lodgings like in your stomach? I don't. And the reason why we know he's lying is originally he came to us saying that he was a janitor at DeVries. And absolutely.
I have nothing in command or persuasion, so.
Well, let's say command, and what would your approach be
I'd
for
say
that?
I'd say resilience because he's not taking no for an answer.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a check if you don't mind.
All right. All right, so that's 10s are re-rolled, right?
Yes.
That's 1, 2.
Excellent. He there's like a color shifting spark that goes like from white to blue to like purple, and then he zips forward through the box, and a little arc of energy shoots over into the doll. And then the doll, in the bad digital replication of Dumpster Fire's voice, says, "You stuck me in a goddamn box."
Well, that's
And we'll
because
find
somebody's a
worse.
liar.
If you don't come clean with us, I will find a Tamagotchi, and I trust you. We will never clean your poop.
So much.
Okay, so
He's gonna prop him up on it so that it's literally like the Dumpster Fire doll just standing there.
would you say that this is more command or persuasion for Ghost?
Well, let me see what I got more points at. Probably more persuasion.
That's fair. What would you say for the approach that she's taking?
I always go composure with her just because she does everything so deadpan. She is Daria at heart. So
Well, let's do this, but because your delivery was a little bit more excited than usual,
sure.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little bit of a complication to overcome, because he can recognize that that he's getting under your skin a little bit. So you'll have a one complication to buy off.
Okay. So it's composure plus what?
What did we say? Command?
Yes, which I have nothing in. Okay.
Sorry, my wife's dying in the background.
Ugh.
Just death. It's fine.
Okay.
If she stops breathing, I'll just run over and real quick.
This is absolutely amazing. I have 2 1s and a 6. And then my remaining 2 dice are both 10, so I get to re-roll them both. That's 2 successes.
Good.
And a third 10 and another success. Do I roll that other 10 again?
You continue rolling your 10s until you don't have any more 10s.
4 successes.
Excellent. So you can clearly buy off a complication. You can you have persuaded him to do so, and then I'll let you. Let me look and see real quick if there's like a social stunt maybe you could buy with that as well. Because you can have 2 successes left over. So let me see what we've got here. Excuse me.
Injury.
Yes.
Wound his pride.
You buy critical, and he is now. He suffers a wound. He was so hurt by your words.
That can happen.
Sticks and stones, okay?
Just scrubbing through a couple of things here. I appreciate your patience as we look through the index. What's the term I'm looking for? I'm looking for fatal ego wound. Yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. Not what I was looking for. Intrigue was the term I was looking for. You'll have to forgive me a little bit, both my players and the folks watching at home. I am in a particular space in my development work where I am suffering from system whiplash. So it may take me an extra moment to dig up some answers.
Unacceptable. We are constantly having to reference the books all the time. We cannot have you also having to look things up.
I know, right? So what you can do is you can either shift his attitude or encourage a certain behavior above and beyond just get in the box, which is what is, that's happening regardless. So
I want to encourage him to exactly what she said, shoot straight with us and be truthful, because you don't want the alternative outcome.
Excellent. Okay. There's like a staticky sort of noise that you, I guess, kind of make for a sigh. And he says, I can tell you what I recall to the best of my ability.
Start talking.
What do you want to know?
What was your real job? I know it wasn't janitor, dick.
I was a janitor, actually. I didn't lie to you about how I died.
Why did you get in the middle of this assassination order?
Connors had me killed.
Really?
Do you know why?
Because I did come across information he didn't want me to have.
What kind of information?
About Archangel. Research.
What kind of information?
I don't know. I only saw a glimpse of it.
Well, what was the glimpse?
He was looking into this group. He was doing some kind of research. It seemed like he had a vendetta.
Do you know the name of the group? Because Dos Liminal, you said you wanted to go into the archives there as a job? Would that not be a perfect excuse to maybe take a look while we're there?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it would, but do we want to do this job for this guy who supposedly works for Archangel if all this
But
stuff
if it
is
gets
happening?
us access to maybe clarity, it might be useful.
Yeah. Still willing to do it. I'm just saying.
The trust is not strong right now, but if it gets us what we need. So what group was it? Do you remember it all?
Archangel was the group. I remember seeing Archangel. I remember seeing M. Connors.
M. Connors?
I remember 2019.
That was when Connors was still working at DeVries, right?
DeVries wasn't even around in 2019.
Okay.
Wasn't that when the Archangel went quiet, though, right?
That's right.
Dave is really fantastic at the Google, guys. Just saying, misplaced human resources. Found also some blog entries saying around that time period, that group went super quiet.
Dave is mailroom guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I was about to say, who's Dave?
Oh, poor Dave.
Wow, coming from you, that's harsh.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man.
Ow.
Ghost
Dave.
burn. You can't feel it, but you know it's there.
We're gonna start calling her Ghost Pepper.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, he says, I only got glimpses. I was where I shouldn't have been. Connors came in, saw me, shot me. That's real. That's true.
And then you magically manifested your Nova capabilities at that moment to jump into the computer.
Yes. Since you're both new here to this bit of information, Liminal and Ghost, let's have you both give me a medicine check. And what sort of a approach would you take with just the idea of like putting together this unrelated information as it's coming in?
Again, I'll take composure if you let me.
Yeah, sure. You're staying cool and thinking about it. It would be yeah, I guess that would work. It'd be resilience. So it would be resilience. Would be intellect because it'd be a mental challenge. Or I'm sorry, it would be resolve, which is resilience, instead of composure. What about liminal? What about liminal?
I don't have any medicine whatsoever, but I can roll cunning because I'm trying to put pieces together.
That'd be beautiful. Cool.
6 successes.
Excellent. Go ahead, liminal.
1.
Excellent. You think it, as far as you know, regardless of the extent of a Nova's powers, if they lose their physical form, they die. Like, there's got to be something tying that person to a body. That's what you get with your 1 success, Liminal. At 6 successes, Ghost, you can put together that if this person was shot, they erupted and they developed some sort of a cyberkinetic ability that A, they must still be alive, B, somebody must be keeping them alive if their consciousness is not out and about. There's no way that they're existing in a coma from a gunshot wound this long without somebody actively supporting their life. Even with a Nova's physiology, he's not dead in a ditch somewhere. Somebody's got to be maintaining his body.
Okay, I'm not saying this just because you're completely infringing on my gimmick or anything. You know you're not a ghost, right?
I'm a ghost.
I'm the major.
All right, Otaku, you're not dead, is what I'm saying.
Fucking weebs everywhere. This is great.
I have no idea what's going on.
Ghost in the Shell, old anime excuse for a cyborg chick to be
Ghost in the
naked a lot. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Real name, Kusanagi. All right.
But I was shot shot in the head. Shot in the head.
I understand that, Chroma, but the fact of the matter is your body's still alive somewhere.
Also, so were a lot of people that survived. It's not actually that abnormal.
Then why can't I find it?
Well, it's your body's probably on some kind of life support somewhere, but it's probably on a closed circuit system. So internet ain't helping you.
Probably within where you were shot, they probably have facilities.
Which was DeVries, right?
Sure was.
Yeah.
And we need to search. What was the job asked for you guys again?
Archangel.
Archangel.
Totally just lost your sound for a moment there.
Oh,
I hear
they
you
might
now.
know where your body is.
Archangel? It's worth a shot. I can help. I'm very confused and very uncomfortable and I want Connors to pay.
Didn't you say M. Connors? Isn't our boss's name Connor Connors?
Yeah.
Yes.
So who's M. Connors? Is a different person.
Anyone know anything about Connor's family?
I'll go ask Dave to Google.
You gonna go ask Dave to Google it?
Yeah, he's gonna go ask Dave to Google.
You walk
Google things without. Okay, fine.
You walk over to the mailroom desk. He's
Hey!
got a stack of packages sitting there, and he's leaning behind him.
I just look at Ghost and I'm like, I would have Googled it, but my phone is in him.
What's up?
I need you to Google again.
You know that like everybody's phone's got Google, right? Like,
Yeah, but you're good at it.
that's fair. It's good to be appreciated. What you need me to look up?
He just took all our phones.
He's gone with our.
Okay, all right. So you know how,
And
you know
in
how we
fact,
all work?
Just to clarify, not only did he just take all your phones, but he took all your phones and walked out with the little toy man
Yeah.
in his hand.
No, I left them on the table.
No,
Oh,
he
you
was
said
across.
He set him up on the table.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So
So
it's us.
Liminal, you can survive without Instagram for 5 minutes.
No, I mean, what if this thing did a thing? What if the thing did a thing and we had to tell somebody?
It's a doll. Kick it.
says
I saw Chucky. Okay, it's not that easy.
Says I'm currently being powered by a watch battery. I don't feel the need to endanger my consciousness by using more energy to attack anyone.
It's
Okay.
interesting that someone took the energy to have you shot, but then is clearly keeping you alive. It would have made more sense if you were a ghost. I'm sorry.
No, it wouldn't make sense. Ghosts don't. No, it doesn't make sense.
Sorry, my cat currently just yelled at me. Okay.
Mine is sitting right here, like yelling. I'm like, stop, go away, shush.
We're all having cat issues this week.
Yeah.
So yeah, while that conversation is going on, you're asking him to Google what specifically?
Okay, so you know how we work for Connors?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I need you to find out if there's an M Connors.
Like anywhere? I'm sure there is.
Well, I think they'd be related, maybe?
You want me to also see if there's like a B Smith I can look at?
Why? Hey, listen, I gave you tacos. I don't understand why I'm getting all this stuff.
You're trying to buy people's love? That's not cool.
I mean, can you find out if he's related to anybody then? There's an ancestry.com, right? You can look it up on there.
He says, I'm really proud of you, man. And he hands you his phone. Says, you've mastered the art. But
He's gonna try.
we could go with technology.
He'll be over here.
We go technology or I guess enigmas.
Definitely not enigmas. He's definitely going technology.
And what would be your
He's
approach?
gonna take his time and make sure he doesn't like misspell shit and fuck shit up.
Okay, resolve. Excellent.
All right.
Are you happy now, sir? You got on camera.
Wanted the limelight.
That's 3 with a 10. So that means that's one of them gets re-rolled. That's 4.
All right, you do an Ancestry.com check on Connor Connors. And you discover that his mother, Mary Connors, and his father, Joseph Connors, both deceased 2019 under mysterious circumstances. Their private plane crashed.
Okay. All right. Think I'm figuring this out. And he's gonna leave the bag of burritos on the desk.
Man, I think it's messed up that you think my affection can be bought with food.
Yeah, why don't you try to get him a better job or something?
I'll pull some strings.
The
Double
porter
guns as he backs out of the room.
the porter waves his hand and Dave tosses one of the tacos over to him. He doesn't even get up or move. You know, he just keeps playing.
So he's gonna awkwardly moonwalk while double gun out of the room, and then make his way back over to the other.
So you knock over something off of someone's desk as you're doing it because you take up a room.
He like thinks he's moonwalking, but really he's just sliding his feet backwards. He's like,
Right.
yeah, this is cool.
Ooh.
And you make your way back into
styling.
the cold room.
He's gonna head back over to the Faraday room
Okay.
and slam the door open, swing it closed behind him. All right,
Subtle.
I just got done checking the deep web.
That takes a minute to get into. You need like encryption and a passcode and all kinds of weird stuff.
We don't need drugs. We need to know if Connors has a relative with an M name.
Like I said, I went past Google and I went to Ancestry.com. And I found out that his mom's name, the M is Mom Connors, all right?
Connors.
Her name was Mary.
Oh, okay. That at least makes
Okay.
more sense than mom. All right. Thank you for clarifying.
They both mysteriously passed away.
Who's they?
His parents.
Okay.
Dad too.
I'm going with
Right.
classic comic book, tragedy here. They died of mysterious circumstances in a plane crash.
Uh-huh.
And then Connors, Con Man became the Iron Fist.
Sounds right. No, but where did they work? Like, where was the plane crash? Like, why? What would their motives be?
Oh, well, here's the links, and he just hands
Wait,
The
is that
phone.
Dave's phone?
it's Dave's phone. Just
Why not Dave's phone? Also, you're not supposed to.
I thought you didn't want to have phones near this toy thing.
Can you bring
Oh.
the phone over here? This battery's dying.
get back in the box.
God damn it. He hops back in the box.
Puts the lid back down.
Could we
Okay,
like
here.
at least hook a speaker up to him or something?
We could do that. I have there's speakers on the computers out there.
We could probably upgrade.
I'll do that while you look at the phone.
Okay.
It's the phone over.
Okay.
And okay. Have to go get speakers.
All right. You'll grab some Bluetooth speakers off of somebody's desk.
I think you had a good question. Like, when did the plane go down? Great, but like, how? What was the circumstance?
Yeah. I'm trying to find an article from that.
All right. It would be either, I would say, technology or enigmas.
Who has the phone right now? Is it me or Ghost? Who got handed the phone?
I believe probably when in doubt, you did.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Why would he pay attention to me? If I wasn't talking, I don't exist.
Okay, I'm doing technology and then also cunning again because once again, trying to get information.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Go about it cunningly. Yeah. I got 6 successes on 5 dice, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Excellent. So yeah, you start doing some research and you discover that Mary Connors was actually a fairly well-off businesswoman and philanthropist in the early 21st century. But she also had a number of rumors and insinuations about how she managed to gather and maintain her wealth, and about possible connections to criminal enterprise. She came into her money when her parents were killed in a fire, basically, in the middle-class home they had. The police did investigate it for arson, but were never able to conclusively prove that that was the cause. So she was able to not only inherit what money they had saved away, but there was also a rather generous life insurance policy that had been taken out on the pair of them the year prior.
By her or by somebody else?
As far as you can tell, it was taken out by her father.
Okay.
And she managed to invest that money into a couple of different businesses. She did a social media app that was big in like early 2000s.
MySpace.
Put some money into oil. Yeah, exactly. Put some money into oil, put some money into mutual funds. Managed to build up a fairly large fortune relatively quickly. But as she did so, she also was seen publicly making time with like known mobsters and members of the Medellin cartel, people who had a definite underworld presence. In fact, for about 2 years, there were ongoing articles in the New York Post that indicated that she might be some sort of a queen of crime in New York.
But nothing was ever like pinned on her.
Nothing was ever. She never got so much as a speeding ticket.
Okay.
So her record was completely clean.
Okay.
And then when she died, she was on a so according to the reports that you read, she had flown out of Buffalo, New York, in a private jet and was supposedly headed to Colombia. Theoretically, her and her husband were going to spend a weekend with some friends who also were suspected to be members of the Medellin cartel.
Okay. Where did the plane go down?
Plane went down over the Gulf of Mexico.
Was it ever recovered?
No black
Were the bodies
box.
ever recovered? No black
No
box?
body, nothing.
Okay. So I'm like relaying all this to everybody, of course, as I'm reading. I'm not just going to sit there silently for 10 minutes. Like,
Hey, Liminal, I want you to put Connors in quotation marks and a space, and then put Orzaz in quotation marks and
Related
search that.
articles.
okay, yeah, I know how to search for things. You don't need to give me so. Okay, so I'm going to search for that too.
All right. Why don't you? We'll give you a +4. Oh, you got 6 successes in the last roll.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a +3 enhancement to this check.
Well, cool, because I only rolled 1 success doing the same
Awesome.
thing from before. So, yay, all that enhancement was very helpful. I'm like a little bit sassier with Ghost now, by the way, because we just spent some time together and I feel like we're friends.
Right. You bonded. You went through a rather unpleasant experience.
And we went shopping.
And you
Trauma
went shopping.
bonds.
As I said, a unpleasant experience.
I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about how we went shopping and it was fun.
Right, but ghost.
Positivity. That's half full.
So, as you're looking through, you don't necessarily see anything that directly connects the two names. But what you do see is an article that's actually pretty much on the same. It's like below the fold on one of the news pieces that talks about the investigation into the death. And this article below the fold talks about a neighborhood in Hell's Kitchen that the residents of this particular brownstone were celebrating because after several complaints to the NYPD about harassment and violence, vandalism, things to try to get them out of this neighborhood, the situation had suddenly stopped. And the journalist, being that they're a little bit more of a, they're aiming for a little bit more of a tabloid kind of perspective in this article, does insinuate that this was connected, that the harassment stopping might be connected to the deaths of these people. You then notice the very, very bottom of that article, it does state that the Orzaz's family, through their philanthropic wing of their company, has donated $100,000 to the brownstone in order to restore it. So it's the closest to a direct connection that you find.
So not as much as we thought, but something.
Hey, while you're there, can you look up and see if you can find anything about Orzaz and the whole kidnapping thing when he was a kid?
Yeah.
Kidnapping? What?
So apparently he started this whole Archangel thing
Go ahead and give
because
it, same check, Dixie.
Same check.
Same check, yeah.
So apparently he started this whole Archangel thing when he was like 8 years old. He and his BFF, who I think was like their driver's son or something, I don't know, got kidnapped and held for ransom. And his friend wound up dying. And they started Archangel. I think he pitched it as like some kind of like semi-charitable organization. Like, if this kind of thing happens to you and you don't have the resources to be able to negotiate with kidnappers, then we will help you. To me, the entire thing sounds like we're cleaning up rich people's dirty laundry, because who kidnaps and holds ransom people who don't have money to pay ransoms? But anyway, I just wanted to try and find some more details on it.
I mean, if it gives us insight into what motivations are, because mission statement for a company tells you a lot. I mean, that might be helpful on its own. So yeah.
And how many successes did you get?
3.
Excellent. So yeah, you discover that in 2008, it was well publicized. Raul was kidnapped along with the family driver's son, a boy named Bakar. That when the kidnappers realized they had not only grabbed an actual member of the family, but basically a servant that they couldn't get any money for, they just killed him, sent him back in pieces to his family to prove that they weren't playing.
Oh, right. That was a gross story.
Expendable. Great.
Yep. So Rafael Orzaz, Raul's father, basically hired a bunch of mercenaries to track these people down and bring them to justice.
Like you do when
As
you have a
one
lot of
does.
money.
Right.
And you're feeling righteous.
As one does. And started Archangel, which after a little bit of digging, you can find some remnant news article mentions this organization did exist in a somewhat public space. They weren't completely clandestine. A lot of the articles that you find relating to it are tied to the Aeon Society. So people that are either working in tandem with Archangel and Aeon. You even find one kind of hit piece that postulates that Archangel might be like a sort of shadowy operations arm of the Aeon Society. But yeah, they travel in that same circle of philanthropic / shadowy workers. Aeon's image is pretty squeaky clean at this point with Project Utopia and everything.
Mhm.
But in the early 21st century, there was a lot more speculation about what exactly do all these rich people get up to, that are funding Aeon.
Right.
Excuse me.
So it sounds like Connor's parents were at least not great people. Can't say that, this holds true for their kid, obviously, because that would be weird.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if he shot a janitor, that's not exactly.
Well, we don't know who technically. I mean, I don't want to assume. Obviously, everything right now seems to have another layer to it, right? So.
Hey,
right.
By the way, dead guy who's not dead. What's your name?
The speakers got hooked up in the dongle.
Oh, you hooked the speaker? You're like a crack.
I meant to say that while this whole conversation was going on, he went out, grabbed the speakers, came in, hooked them up.
Yeah.
He says, I wasn't kidding when I said Major. I don't remember.
Okay, traumatic getting shot. That's fair.
All right, Motoko. You can't remember your own freaking name, but as far as you're concerned, Connors is the one who shot you. Why are you so
mean right now? Don't be so mean to him. I feel bad for him.
If he wants to have any chance of getting his body back, then he needs to tell us the things that he knows.
I don't remember my name. I don't remember where I went to school in 5th grade. I remember I grew up in Johannesburg, but I remember we moved. I don't remember where.
All right.
I remember my first girlfriend was Tracy Williams, but I don't remember when we broke up. I remember that I graduated high school. A bullet went through my brain. I think it might have taken some vital information with it.
All right. How positive are you that it was Connors?
I'm positive.
Why? What makes you think that?
Because the moment the bullet hit me and I became aware of the data moving around and the electricity in the area and everything on a quantum level felt like it took an eternity. It's burned into my mind. It's the clearest piece of information I possess. Clearer than anything before or since, because it felt like forever. And I don't mean that in the way that when you wait behind somebody at an ATM that doesn't know how to work it feels like forever.
All right.
It felt like years.
Do you know how long ago this was exactly? Are we talking months, years?
According to every calendar I'm aware of, this happened 2 years ago.
What year is it right now, by the way?
2028.
All right.
You're making a face. What is it?
I don't know. It's confusing.
Wait, so for 2 years you've just been bouncing around the internet before you decided to flesh puppet my father and come forward?
I was looking for an opportunity to take out Connors. I tried to stop him from opening this business. It didn't work. I've tried to bring him to justice, but I can't find anything online solid enough to prove anything nefarious.
I know that we've been over this detail. I just want to get it clarified. The hit that you changed to be Connor, who was it originally intended for?
Raul or Zaz's?
And what was the company responsible for putting out the hit?
The company responsible for the person who ordered the hit or the person who was facilitating the hit?
If you know who ordered the hit, I want to know, but also who was facilitating.
It was ordered by Connors.
All right.
Facilitated through an arm of the Medellin cartel that refers to themselves as the Colombian Dawn. A group of elites that have made their reputation working in border skirmishes in South America.
All right.
You see why we kind of pulled you guys aside when you got in. There's so much here, but until we make sense of it, I'm not sure.
What do we do about it?
There's
Yeah.
a knock at the door.
Get it?
Not a Pete Motoka.
Connor says,
Yes.
"Are we having a group powder? We gotta hit the road. We have to get to Switzerland or to Sweden. I've got.
Give us a second. Dumpster fire had a thing. We're fixing it. Okay, go away.
My tummy hurts.
Oh, okay.
There was a lot of tacos.
And also a minor wardrobe malfunction. So you might not want to come in here if you don't want to see that.
Gotcha. Noted. All right.
We'll be out
5.
as soon as we can. Okay.
5, please. He walks.
Okay.
walks
Uh huh.
in.
Bye. Bye.
Good old wet nap. That should be the name of the plan. Wet nap plan.
Okay. So here's how I see it. We all know our boss is kind of a fucking weirdo already. We all know that. He's sleazy. We're not stupid. Right?
Agreed.
On this page.
Okay, so we're all on this page. We got this other guy from Archangel doesn't seem to super be connected to him, like hardcore background, but also he wanted us to steal something real weird from his archives. So it feels like he might want proof of some sort. He made it sound more on the up and up, like he was going to give us some badges to get past most of his security detail. We just had to like get in that last little bit when we got there.
So fishy.
So either it's a trap, or he's got some information on there that we could use. And I don't know if I want either of them to have their hands on it at this point, but I think that we should look at it.
Yeah, I think it's worth the risk, whatever, to have more information without a doubt. I mean,
Remember, I mean, I could walk through walls. We can figure this out. Like,
yeah. Listen, we're not new to being screwed. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure that that'll come along. It'll be a normal Tuesday for us. But
if this job pays off, whether or not Connors goes under, this other guy did offer us, wasn't it like $20 million? Wasn't it like a ridiculous amount like that, Travis?
Oh,
$2
yeah.
million.
It was $2 million, but it was split like several ways. Like it was only gonna be split like evenly between the
Right.
five of us.
You're
Right.
welcome, by the way.
good job, guys.
I could buy like 3 fire trucks with that.
All right, we don't have a lot of time to figure this detail out. Are we taking Motoka with us?
Might be useful, but also unreliable. So, risk reward. What do you think?
All right, I don't care that much about my phone. Nobody calls me. I just use it for surfing the internet. So put him in my phone, keep him inside dumpster fire until we need him, okay?
And you can just keep your phone on mute until we need to talk to him.
We literally keep it inside dumpster fires so that it's like not detectable or anything.
Put it on airplane mode.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay.
He's gonna
Conserve battery.
gonna open up his coat and release the phones.
Oh, thank you. I needed this out of the bag.
All right, you sort of undulate a little bit, and whoop, there it goes.
All right, get in.
He hops in with no argument.
Tosses him into
Comes out and grips it and pulls it in.
Oh, there's a line of work for you if you don't like this. Oh God.
Mouth closes up his fireman's turncoat.
All right. Anything else before you go and let Connors know you're ready to go?
What is it?
Do we want to have like a snack before we go? Because like.
Oh my God.
just grab some crunch and munch and let's go.
All right. He's gonna head out and head towards the kitchen.
Coffee.
You gather your foodstuffs and make your way into the central area.
He comes back with the crate of Crunch and Munch because obviously we get like the Costco box.
Right, sure.
All right, let's go.
You need your hands. You gonna carry it the entire time?
Oh no, I can get one box at a time. All right, let's go.
You shove a box into your stomach. Is there anything Liminal or Ghost would like to do before you leave?
Question my life choices.
You do so.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still in my suit and everything from traveling here like an hour ago. So.
All right, you teleport to the preordained location in Sweden. When you arrive, you find yourselves basically looks like largely like a kind of rocky plateau that you're on, right near a very large body of water. It's kind of cold. Basically empty. Nothing around.
And have we been given these badges or whatever supposed to get us past their security people?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
You all
Here
just
we
kind
are.
of appear here in this empty area. Why don't each of you give me an integrity cunning check, if you don't mind?
All of us?
Yes.
Even if we've heard different approaches?
Yeah, this is just a straight perception check.
No problem.
Yeah. So that's the as far as I can find, the just standard do you notice thing.
I just rolled 4 10s.
Oh my God.
What is with these dice tonight? Half of these are new dice too, so I'm completely in love with them. Another 10.
I got 2 successes.
5 successes.
Excellent.
3.
All right.
Wait, sorry. 6
Fwa,
successes.
you are the only one that doesn't notice exactly what's going on. Or doesn't notice at all what's going on.
Listen, she's been awake for a really long time. Okay, guys.
Dumpster fire, you see kind of almost like when the predator moves, like that level of sort of shimmy ahead of you, like between the rocky outcroppings, but you can't quite make it out. Liminal, you can see that it's definitely a human form, probably wearing some sort of like a long coat or something along those lines. And Ghost, you're able to make out it is in fact a fully human form. They're wearing a long coat and a rather large brimmed hat, and zipping around, almost like you can clock that they're like moving between people's blinks and taking every bit of like micro distraction in the area to their advantage to hide and move unseen.
Yo.
Don't move, guys. Aliens.
What?
What?
He's gonna point in the general direction.
I
Like
mean,
that Schwarzenegger movie.
they look more like me when I'm phased.
What am I looking? Someone pointed. What am I looking at?
It's people.
She steps out from behind a rock. You see long black coat, large black hat, collar up.
See, and now
black
she's
hair.
not sparkly. Phasey.
She's selling us wares.
Greetings. I am the gatekeeper here at the archive.
We don't like gatekeeping in our business.
I'll be the
I'm
keymaster.
so sorry.
That was a. Thank you for bringing me along on this ride, guys. Where do I pay? Because that was great.
Sorry.
She says, I was told to expect you.
Ta-da!
She reaches down and you see her hand start to vibrate. And she reaches down into a rock that's in front of you.
I can do that.
And twists her hand and pulls her hand back out. And as she does, the ground starts to part in front of you, probably about 10 feet in front of where you're at. And
I just turned to all three of them. Like, I'm like, I could have done that. I can do that. She's not cool.
Stylishly.
I want a coat. Can I have a coat like that?
All right, you probably would look really cool in a coat like that.
Yeah.
She says, the archives are below.
So
You mentioned badges.
badges, security passes.
Is there
I
a
am-
uniform we need to know?
I am the only security that you need worry about. Everything else has been disabled per Mr.
Well,
Ozaz's
that's
orders.
not what we were told.
So what you're saying is we don't need no stinking betches?
I'm still really sorry.
I make puns when I'm nervous, okay?
You're a Cinepun roll.
Oh,
Oh God, why?
If you want to try to see if she's lying, you can try something along those lines, or if you want to challenge her in some way. But she's saying,
That's-
this is what I was ordered. This is what I was told.
One of my skill tricks is to know, I think, like a fact about a person or a thing about a person. Did you do?
Read.
Yeah, cold reader.
Okay.
Oh, it's actually called that?
You
Mhm.
had that too, I believe.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
I have that too.
And that lets you do what exactly?
That lets me find the book in my downloads folder, I guess.
Page 48 of the core book.
All right,
You look it up.
I got it.
I thought at this point I just had all the powers I needed on here. I didn't think about using a skill trick. Sorry.
No, you're good. 48 of the core book?
Yeah, page 48 of Trinity Core. It's a skill trick on empathy.
Mhm.
Oh, yes, right in front of my face.
Spend a point of momentum.
yeah.
And
And you can ask for a small personal detail, such as where they grew up, name of a relative, their regular coffee
Okay.
order, things
That's
like
not what I
that.
thought it was, and I thought it was something different.
So it's more of like a Sherlock Holmesian sort of.
No, you're right.
But having said that, though, I mean, that's not necessarily. If there's something along those lines that you would like to know, you can certainly spend a point of momentum in order to gather that.
I'm not worried about it at this point. They're going to attack us or they're not, but it's up to y'all.
Well, you said that we were originally supposed to have badges, and that
Well,
was that.
he said he was going to provide what we needed to get us by security, so this could be it.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe she is the badge.
I'd like to see if she's, try and pick up on any like micro ticks
Yeah,
or anything like
Same.
Sure. Why don't you both go ahead and make let's do integrity checks, and then what's your approach? Or empathy, I guess, would be appropriate as well.
I'm going to go empathy cunning.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really feel manipulative, but it does feel like I'm trying to figure things out.
Sounds it's about the same for me.
That's fair.
I probably have a smaller die pool, but that's
In cunning, probably, yeah. Ooh.
so that's 3 with a 10, so that's a reroll. 4.
I also had 4.
Excellent. So the both of you pick up on she is not being necessarily deceptive or two-faced. There is an aura of nervousness about her, though. Not so much that she's trying to deceive you, as that there's something that she's concerned, like deeply concerned about.
Yeah.
About what's about to happen.
He's gonna open up his turncoat, reach into his stomach, and pull out one of the boxes of Crunch Munch. Close the turncoat back up, open it up, and be like, "You seem nervous. You want a snack or something?"
She says, "If I was hungry before, I certainly am not now."
Oh, buddy.
Oh, I'm just saying. You seem a little anxious. So I'm just trying to be nice. And opens up the bag and just starts,
Connors,
munching.
Connors, who has traveled with you as well, says, "Can we move this along, please?"
I'm just making sure we're not walking into a trap, boss. Isn't that something that you usually do when you go on a mission?
Also?
He says, "I'll go first," and starts walking down the stairs.
Ghost follows.
Okay, if he wants to go first, fuck it.
And keeping boss safe seems a little difficult when he wants to. All right. Well,
Why are you here anyway, Conman?
There's something specific I want to make sure gets where it needs to go.
Like what?
It's not important.
Must be important if you're doing it personally.
Yeah.
We're not
Not idiot.
stupid.
Thanks. You owe me a Coke.
Something I'm looking for that might be in these archives. It's relative to my. It's related to my personal interests.
you couldn't trust us to find it for you?
Wow, unprofessional.
No, it's not professional. It's personal.
Right, that's why she called you unprofessional. You know what words mean, right?
No,
I'm
he
aware.
doesn't.
I'm aware. You step in, head down this hallway. As you're walking down the hallway,
I didn't follow him.
You can see what's it? Oh, you're not following?
I just stopped to have this conversation.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I mean, he's still pressing on as he's talking over his shoulder to you. But if you get to the bottom of the stairs, you can see that there's a hallway that looks almost like it's more of like a ancient temple. Looks like something out of an Indiana Jones movie rather than like a modern construction. And you can see that there are a number of statues along the walls, some of which like have open mouths or weapons drawn back, and you can pretty plainly see that these are obviously traps. The open mouth on the statue, lion-headed statue, looks like it has some sort of a barrel in it. The hands that are pulled back have some type of claws or bludgeoning weapons in them. There's about 6 of these statues that line the hall. And I mean, if you stop, he stops at the bottom of the stairs and says, "Okay, look, this job affords me an opportunity to handle some personal business from some time ago. I would like to personally supervise and make sure that this information gets where it needs to be."
What do you mean where it needs to be? We are hired by somebody else to bring them something. This is not about you.
Or is it?
I think what Liminal's trying to say is don't endanger our cut of 2 million, con man.
And also don't endanger our mission by bringing some bullshit into it. And if you are going to do that, at least have the, professionalism to tell us what exactly we're fucking doing.
Go ahead. Each of you go ahead and give me a either integrity or empathy, and then your favorite approach for noticing folks' tics, folks' emotional responses.
I think it's real manipulation.
You will have to overcome a level 3 complication for reading his emotions, though.
Fluff was mostly watching this play out, kind of seeing the dynamic right now. Would she still roll?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I got 7 successes, so
Excellent. 4.
4.
4 with a pair of 10s.
At 4 successes, because you had a level 3
With a pair of
complication.
10s, I just re-rolled them, so that's actually 6 successes for me.
Okay. With 4 ghost, you can just tell that he's uncomfortable with this line of questioning. That's about all you can sort of read from it. What'd you get, Fwafwa?
Oh, only 2.
Okay. Yeah, you honestly are a little. He seems, as far as you can tell, he seems to not be conveying any emotion in his responses. Dumpster fire, you're able to tell that he's obviously being standoffish. He's obviously hiding something, and his patience is wearing very thin. And with the total of 7 successes, Liminal, you're pretty sure that he is on the verge of a violent outburst. Like, he's barely containing a rage.
I can see you're upset. We're just trying to figure out what's going on. You know how we run our missions. You know we usually you don't go along. You know we usually know what we're doing in a mission, and it could endanger the whole thing if we don't know what we're doing. So we're just trying to figure out what you're doing, where you're taking it, what you're getting, how much trouble we could get into for this. You have to understand that. You've worked with us for like a year. We're always professional about this stuff.
Would you like to go with a persuasion or a command or an empathy?
A persuasion.
I would assume
because
I would assume that's going to be a manipulation.
Yeah.
And you have Mega Manip, right?
I do. 2.
All right, excellent. So you'll be able to buy off. You can choose to buy off the 2 of the 3 level complication that you would have for this.
I also get to roll like 8,000 dice. So
Right.
I rolled 3 10s.
Wow, tonight.
5 successes altogether, and yeah, I'll buy off the complication with the mega stuff.
Excellent. So that
Wish must scale.
That gives you a net of 4.
Cool.
As you're making that argument,
Kitty.
all of you notice the sort of discomfort and buzz that you get at times when you're talking to Connor starts to increase.
Yeah, we all kind of thought before that was from like the bullet thing, right? But now we're like, maybe not.
Right.
Because it was really weird when we were in Vegas. Yeah.
Bullet's nowhere nearby.
Yeah.
He's the only one down here. This is definitely new. He says, what you have to understand is this man killed my parents. This man's organization murdered my family.
That Raoul guy? Archangel?
Yes. And when they did, something changed.
Mm-hmm.
My mother was a good woman. But at her funeral, I could feel, I could hear everything everyone thought. Do you have any idea what it's like to crawl around in somebody else's mind?
Not quite, but
I'm not sure you want to always hear what everyone thinks about your family either. Usually there's
I'm going to make him pay.
did he do it or did his family do it? I'm confused. Because Archangel seems like a decent organization as far as their connection with Eon and all that, so I'm not sure what you're going on here with.
It was Archangel. It's not...
How do you know that?
I don't know it. That's why we need this. So I can know it.
I want to cut a deal with you, Con Man. You're not coming at this from a good mindset. You're not coming at this with a clear line of thought.
Also, we can feel you trying to get in our heads. It's all buzzy.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
Here's what's going to happen.
I'm
When
not
we
trying.
Okay.
find this information, we're going to take a look at it before we hand it to you. We write off on this before you decide, oh, here's my evidence. You need more than just your set eyes looking at this.
That's fair.
All right. Lead the way, because it totally looks safe.
Dumpster Fire's actually going to walk out in front of everybody.
Holy crap, no.
You told him it was safe.
It
It was a joke.
No, actually, he knows it's not safe. He's gonna go walk down that hallway.
Excellent. You step in line for the first trap, and you hear.
We all line up and it goes into slow motion. We start walking down the hallway like the Guardians of the goddamn galaxy. Sorry.
Exactly.
I got real excited.
You step on the first area that is clearly a pressure plate trigger for the trap.
Why didn't you step around it?
You hear a click. It's like a band, you know. He doesn't have that big of a stride. You hear a click, but nothing happens. It's as if the security has been disabled.
Good to know someone's not lying to us today.
He just gives a thumbs up for this spot.
Also, we have a gravity manipulator who could have just moved those from a distance so we could check if they were safe or not. But you know, you do you.
Yeah, like Fua said, totally good to know that somebody's not lying to us today, she says while staring at Connors before she starts walking ahead.
Says I wasn't lying, I was omitting.
So
yeah.
Right. Lie of omission.
Well, fine then. He turns to Fua. Can you just kind of light as a feather, stiff as a board us down this hallway here?
We don't need to. It looks like they were true. The security's disabled. Walk right through, big man.
All right.
Just be more careful next time.
Tromp ahead with care, Godzilla.
He's just gonna march now.
Oh god.
There's a little bit of a thud.
I'm staying behind
Drop.
everybody. I'm staying in the very back because I still don't trust Connors. Like I'm like still a little like I'm gonna
Keeping an
watch.
eye on him.
So you bring up the rear. All right. You march your way down the hallway. Nothing triggers. You come to a door. The door is opened and parted. You can see it's a stone door, and you can see from the areas of the stone door that are sticking out from the sides that there was some sort of a mosaic or puzzle on there. But that mosaic is effectively been triggered to open the door. Inside is a stone pedestal, and standing on that stone pedestal is what appears to be like a small server rack. It's got like 5 hard drives on it.
Did anybody bring a bag of sand?
A lighter.
Take the hell of a day to quit smoking, Corbin. Yeah, you see it sitting there. It seems to be unattended.
I hate it when like story guides say "seems to be."
Yeah,
like my least favorite phrase.
It's one of my least favorites, right next to "so you touch it."
Yeah, that's what you want to do? Oh, that's what you want to do is terrifying.
Yeah.
So Dumpster Fire will basically scope out the room as best he can.
Same. Take like a little walk around. Look up, look down.
Give me those integrity cunning checks, please.
Out of curiosity, guys, the job itself, if you were supposed to procure some information, were we given what we need to transfer it with?
Can we talk about these dice tonight? I did not move anything. I just want to like.
Also, I could see your dice.
Yeah.
Say like, what is this? What is this tonight?
And I only got 1, but
in another game, and Keely bless.
I got 5 successes and 3 of them were 10s.
That's badass.
And then and there's another 10. I'm not touching it again. I'm proving this.
That is
I am
excellent.
proving this. So I'm at 7. Y'all. 8. I thought that 8. I rolled 5 dice. I got 8 successes. I don't know what just happened.
All right. Dumpster fire. You see
This is
no
the best die.
no obvious
Ooh.
signs
this
of a
fair?
trap anywhere. Liminal. You don't see any physical traps. You don't see any anything that's perceptible to normal humans at all unusual about this. It's just a server rack sitting on a pedestal. But
As
you
a
get
fel-
this feeling, just a slight quantum jitter
I've got a
around
quantum hunch, guys.
around the edge of it, that like it's somehow being monitored. Like you feel like if you move this, someone's gonna know. You feel like if you move this, it's going to transmit some sort of information on a quantum level to someone else.
Feel no physical traps. Real fucking specific right there.
Yeah. Okay, hold on, y'all. There's some kind of quantum-y energy thingy happening here. That's the
Specific.
technical
Thank you.
term. No, like, don't you feel it? It's like if you like, it's gonna do something if we move that right now. It's gonna do a thing.
Need to move it.
Well, we're supposed to take it with us, so
Couldn't we just copy the information?
All right.
it's just hard drives. Anybody bring their laptop, they can change the hard drive out in.
I didn't bring a laptop or a hard drive, but we do have an asset that might be able to work.
True. I don't know where he's gonna transfer if we put him on this goddamn quantum thing, but we could try.
He can read it and tell us.
Right, but what I'm saying.
For the mission, we still need to deliver.
Yes,
You
and
create
this
code,
seems like an
right?
automatic thing. So I'm just making sure that we don't like wipe it by doing this thing.
Well, if he goes in and he maybe makes a copy in his own brain, then he can rewrite it later for us, and then
Right.
we can just.
What are you talking about? Connor says.
I see what you're saying. It's a piece of code one of the guys back at the thing wrote. His name's Dave. We should give him promotion. He's really good. Anyway, this piece of code, like, I'm afraid that it will also be sucked through the thing. That's my concern. That is my only concern, is that all of this information would take the code with it to make it go away. I don't know if it'll all go away. It might just say like, oh, here's the people who were here. I don't know what this thing is going to do because it's a weird quantum trap and that's not my expertise area.
Could we not just have?
Could you give me a
Ashley, you're muted.
Don't worry about it, Conman. It's like Alexa or Siri, like dialed up to 11. It's just like a little personal assistant crap.
Like I said, promote Dave.
Yeah,
He's
totally
great.
promote Dave though.
Could you give me a either persuasion, larceny, or command?
Me or her?
You, Liminal.
I'm always going to go persuasion.
By the way, Zoom occasionally likes to cut
Yeah, I was like, I'm not
mics
muted, am
when
I?
too many people talk.
I'm
That's
sorry.
why it sounded like she was muted.
I'm sorry, I smacked you for no reason.
I was muted earlier because I had like rattled a whole bunch of dice around. And I forgot to unmute myself because I'm a derp like that.
Okay, so my dice aren't perfect. I only got 3 successes that time. But
Okay. And you're mega manipulative, right?
yup.
Okay. All right. Cool. He says, "Okay, cool. I will promote him. It's a good idea.
Cool.
Why don't
Awesome.
we run it? Yeah, if we
What?
can duplicate it.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
let's.
That still doesn't give us we have to move it. That's the job, but we can check it for evidence first, right?
Make a backup of the important stuff.
Hopefully. Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay. Come on, dumpster, give me my phone back.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's why we start carrying wet naps.
She like leans over and like puts her phone like up against the side of the server tower and goes, "All right, Motoko, go for it." Oh wait, turns off airplane mode. All right, Motoko, go for it.
There is a spark that goes between them, and these hard drives are, pre-end day technology.
Oh, okay.
So they're just, they're just a few terabytes. Which
How much memory does my phone probably have at this point?
Enough that it would be silly to. You'd run into the Shadowrun problem if it becomes silly to mention how many. Like you have 500 megapulses of storage. You can store everything you need to store. Is kind of the idea. Like it's beyond what would be held in these drives. So it basically just copies the entire contents over.
Sweet. Yep. Back up everything for us.
Is there anything on there maybe we can see that relates to what the security is with whatever?
Can that assistant that Dave made search it like real fast?
You can certainly ask him to, yeah.
Yeah, I'm asking Ghost.
Hey, Motoko, do a search. Look through and tell us what kind of interesting files are on there.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and roll 9 dice for me, if you don't mind, Ghost.
9, okay.
It's Ghost rolling for Motoko?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I like the Electro douche better. Real sassy when we first met him.
He was, but then you schooled him, and then you stuck him in a box.
I felt really bad for him. We were talking to him earlier in our conversation. I was like about to tear up.
4 successes out of 9.
Okay.
My dice only like me, not.
He says, your phone starts speaking on speakerphone. Well, I have good news and I have bad news.
Bad news first, definitely.
Bad news is my my cyberkinetic tampering with this device has definitely alerted whatever was watching it.
Oh.
Yeah, I figured.
The good news is I will be done copying right about nowish.
Okay.
So,
We just need to grab this and go, because...
Okay, tongue grab the whole server tower and just...
Okay.
We can go now.
Yeah, the going, right?
Cool,
If they're alerted.
Ghost stuffs the phone inside her jumpsuit and turns to leave.
All right, you all turn and start booking out. Connor's got his phone out, and he's like, I don't have any signal down here.
Well, wait till we get outside.
Yeah, let's get topside
You
first.
start running up the tunnel. As you're running up the tunnel, you see the woman who was in the black suit, black coat, come tumbling down the stairs in 4 pieces.
Oh, great. We all stop running, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Dumpster fire is actually going to go take up a blocking the stairs position, like jumping over.
So you step in front of everybody and block the stairs. You're the only one that can kind of see up the stairwell. The rest of you are down there. I'm going to make a technology check for Connors to see if he can pull a signal. All right, he will have a signal in 1 round. As you hop over and you look up the stairs, you see, at first it's almost comedic, because you see a set of normal-sized human legs, and it goes up into a torso that spreads out at an obscene angle, filled with bulging muscles on top of bulging muscles. The proportions become utterly inhuman, though still possessing human limbs. Arms, giant pectoral muscles. Each pectoral muscle is probably the size of like a Volkswagen. On top of this giant aberrant bulk of musculature is a vaguely human-sized head with wild green hair. You recognize this as a wild green hair, not beautiful green hair.
Rude.
You recognize, you absolutely recognize this gentleman. He is a infamous Nova by the name of Jerion, who is wanted for murdering the mayor of Miami Beach, Florida, among other terrorist activities.
I know you, and I have always wanted to tell you, stop skipping leg day.
So let's do initiative, shall we?
Oh boy.
Oh,
All right.
survive one round. All right, we got this.
The system whiplash. How is initiative done in Trinity again?
I'm checking right now.
Thank you, because I totally forgot to.
Oh no, baby girl, there you go. Okay.
Come on, give me my fancy scroller. There we go.
Yeah, we didn't put a combat section on this thing.
You each will roll the lower of your athletics plus cunning or empathy plus dexterity.
That's the same for me. Weird.
4 dice for me.
What's mine?
2 successes.
Okay.
What was it?
3 for me, Travis.
Athletics.
4.
Okay.
Empathy. What was it? It was athletics, cunning, and empathy.
Empathy dex.
The lower of the two.
The
The
lower,
lower of
yeah.
the two. Yep.
So
So 6.
athletics, cunning.
Two, 3. 3 successes.
Excellent. So and then how many did you get, dumpster fire? I'm sorry. 1?
1.
Excellent. Okay, so the last time we did this, I did it a little bit wrong. What this now generates is that you have slots for focus. So there are 2 slots at 3, which both belong to you. There's 1 slot at 2, which also belongs to your party. There are 2 slots at 1, one of which belongs to Jerian. So, who would you like to allow to have the first slot at number 3? You can all choose who's going to have focus first.
Maybe defensive. So if you're in the front right now, or
Yeah, I can basically go and put him up in a grapple to hold him back.
unless someone
Okay.
else has.
Unless one of you has a better thing. So if I'm holding him, one of you has a better shot of doing whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I think order should be dumpster fire, either me or Fwa, and then probably Ghost.
Because
I always prefer going
I
last.
feel like that's
Yeah.
not as useful in this situation.
That's like a dome shield.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. Do you want? So you're going to run up and try to grapple him.
Yeah, he's gonna run up and open up his coat so his mouth is accessible. Let the tongue come out and use the extra limb to get a more sturdy grapple.
Also, is Connor fighting with us?
Connor is on your side of this plan. Yes.
Well, no, I mean, like, is he
Yeah,
Good
he's-
answer.
do anything, or is he just
he's-
gonna stand there with his phone?
He's in the initiative roster, so
Okay, cool.
he is not. He
We can elect to
he
give
will
him a turn.
act at whatever point you want to give him in the focus. So,
Okay.
yeah, he's absolutely willing to act. He's using one hand to try to pull signal, but he absolutely will act whenever you ask him to. All right, so with a 3, you're going to attempt to attack. Let me see a might.
Actually, gonna use my quantum attack, which is the tongue ability.
Okay.
It's an area entangle effect.
Okay.
That's so gross. So grossed out right now.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how shiny your skin is as well? As you always look wet.
Yeah, he always looks a little wet.
Ooh.
He's got the aberrant white eyes. Like his transcendence is like 6. He definitely does not look human anymore. So yeah, it's an entangling quantum area attack. So powers. Go to quantum attack. I believe. Okay, so entangle means that the attack isn't going to do damage, but I get to allocate successes to entangling stunts, which is like paralyze, takedown, slows, that kind of stuff. And for them to escape, they have to roll athletics dex to get out of it. So with quantum attack, I just have to look up. I think I get to roll might athletics or might close combat to this.
Okay.
To hit him.
Yeah, unless you've changed unless you have the range tag. Like if you have like quantum attack 2 or whatever, you can have more tags.
No, it's definitely it's definitely melee. So he's running up,
Okay.
opening the coat, the mouth's opening, the tongue's coming out, and he's going to try and whip him up.
So it'd be either dexterity or might, your choice.
Might,
plus
definitely.
Close combat.
So I have Mega Might 2.
Yes.
That's going to give me 2 enhancement.
You're going to need to overcome 3 additional complications because of the difference in scale with your Mega Might.
The quantum, by the way, is it's a quantum attack 3, so it's actually scaled up again. So there's 1 less on that.
Okay, so you'll have 2 complications then.
Cool. 2 complications I have to overcome, and then I got successes towards my entangling stunts. Awesome. Now I just need to figure out my dice again. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I spend momentum to increase this?
How much do we have? Because I'm fine with that.
There's 4 momentum in the pool. You haven't gained any from failures yet, so
Go for it.
Yeah, if it's get that CC in.
and
I
that-
gained 1 from a failure last session.
Right, that's true. Yes, there's 5 in the pool. So
All right.
now when you spend momentum, this is like a basic function of the system. So forgive me for not knowing it off the top of my head. That just adds additional dice, or does that add additional enhancement?
I think it might add an enhancement if you want me to double check.
I'm checking it out right now. 73.
What is that sound? Is anybody else hearing that sound?
I think that's nervous leg.
Okay, it's very like.
Do you have a nervous leg going on, Fuafua?
Me? Oh, shit.
Yeah, you
Sorry. Fuck, I'm really sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
It's okay.
Hold me on that next
It
time.
was so faint that I wasn't sure I was actually hearing anything, but I was hearing this like one sound like in like very tiny, and I was like, "What is that? Is it a
It-
fan?" Like,
Yeah,
was-
sorry. Definitely yell at me whenever
It's
I do
fine.
that.
No, it was almost neat because it was like a tension builder.
Yes, I meant to aid the scene.
Okay, so you can spend up to half of the available momentum at once. Momentum can be spent to add dice before or after the dice are rolled, though the momentum must be spent at the same time.
All right, so I'm going to spend 2 momentum to add 2 dice.
Okay.
As long as that's cool with the
Fine by me.
the team. Because that's technically what we need to do. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add another 1. And another 1. All right. 6 successes.
Excellent. So, he is defense 4, and you had a remainder of 2 complication, right?
Yeah.
So you can either grapple him with that complication, so you'll have a hold of him, but there'll be a slight difficulty. It's not going to be like a full grasp. He'll probably, basically, the way I would reflect this is you'll get a hold of him. He won't be able to get past you, but he'll damn sure be able to get to you.
Well, actually, I'll use the entangle stunt, and I'll purchase takedown, which renders him prone. It's 1. It only costs 1.
Okay, right. But what I'm saying is you don't have enough to grab him and get rid of the complications.
Okay.
So you don't have additional dice to buy successes with.
Oh, okay.
Because
So
his defense was 4. So you got a net of 2 successes, and you still had 2 remaining complications.
Okay.
So you can either have him and he can only get to you, or you miss him and you get a consolation.
All right. I'll accept that. The first option.
You have him, but he's tied up enough that he can only reach you.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. That brings us to the next next 3. So who would you like to go next? The next one was going to be Liminal or Fwa Fwa?
If we need to get past him, I could possibly put up a shield between us and him to try and usher everybody through. Not a problem for you, Liminal, but for Connors and Ghost, myself.
Yeah, no, having watched that hit not land, I'm kind of feeling pretty ineffective against this guy.
I mean, we don't need to take him on. We just need to get out of here.
Although I do keep wondering what would happen if I phased into somebody and then became solid.
I really
Nothing
want to know too, and I hope I'm there for when that happens.
Nothing.
Because it
good,
sounds
but
like it would
you're
be real gross.
Lawnmower man shit.
Do you want to go for science? Like, I will hands down pass the safety of our group to you if you want to explode someone.
You could totally like.
Can you
grab-
increase my gravity?
Yes, absolutely.
the most fucked up fastball special.
You
ever.
want it? You want this?
Do it. Fucking
I
do
mean-
it. It's comics. Do it.
I mean, at this point, I could just float above him because you can float when you're phased, and then I could,
just
get
fall
dropped.
through him.
but like by as. Nah, it's grosser and weirder if I go inside him, isn't it?
I mean, it's up to you.
Look at that face.
Do we want to squish a guy or do we want to explode a guy from the inside?
I'm here for exploding, honestly.
Okay, cool. Let's try this.
Yeah, I want to know what happens.
Oh boy.
You should know the extent of your abilities, right? Like,
Yeah,
this is
and I mean-
building.
What we're saying that happens is I just solidify in there and I can't really breathe that well, so I just phase back and come back out. It's a reflexive action. I just- Right?
Sure.
Right.
Right? Sweats.
Okay, so can I go next, but can she assist me since we have the next 2 slots anyway?
Yes, absolutely. So, how this is going to work is since we're not. Okay. You are going to do the gravitic manipulation first, only because it's going to act as a enhancement to Liminal's roll. So
That all
you-
makes sense. Because
so
I can phase as a reflexive action, so I can just keep it when I come back to solid.
Right. So you would make the what is it? Your roll for your gravity manipulation.
So 4, then 5, 6, 7, is it?
I think it's aim plus your.
Quantum.
Yeah. Well, elemental mastery. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, elemental mastery.
Yeah.
Let me jump to the powers page because I actually wrote down the page numbers with all the abilities.
It would depend on the. So this would technically be a quantum attack, for lack of a better.
Okay.
So it'd either be dexterity or might plus your close combat.
So Dex probably. No.
Actually, she has the range tag on it.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, so aim would be acceptable then.
Okay. So you're scrolling. Hold on.
Yeah.
Where am I? So it's
Aim,
2 plus what?
dex or cunning.
1. Dex probably. Right. That
Yeah,
makes the most
it's the
sense.
same die
honestly.
pool, actually,
Yeah,
for
all
you.
right. Well, let's see.
See,
Um,
I just had too many people that had the Ant-Man theory for how they were going to kill Thanos, and I was like, I kind of that happen.
5 successes.
Excellent. All right, so you have a +5 enhancement to
Oh.
your check.
Murder him.
So now, effectively, what you're going to be looking for is
I'm probably rolling my quantum attack for the actual attack
okay. Excellent.
because, like, the phasing is a reflexive thing. I can just do it.
Right. Okay. And so what's the quantum attack manifests as those as like the generally manifests as the light. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, mine's usually like the Scarlet Witch, like lady stuff.
right. So you're kind of going to be like surrounded by this shielding of glow, as it were. How many?
I want to look like Dark Phoenix, but coming out of a dude.
That works for me. I love it. And,
Sprinklers.
I
I'm
had
here
gemmed the
for it.
holograms in my head.
So
I can make an illusion if you want me to look like that. Anyway,
do you have a number of how many dots do you have in that power?
in quantum attack,
Yes. Is that a multi-dot power, or is it just?
Yes. I just think I wrote it in the wrong place. Hang on one second.
Sure.
I had all the other ones there.
Just fun fact, by the way, in the Kickstarter document for Aberrant, the word quantum appears 495 times.
No drinking games. Absolutely
in
not.
the powers and abilities chapter.
Yeah, I had to edit that chapter. So anyway, so I have it 3.
So 3. Okay, so you're gonna
I can
have
apply 2 tags.
You're gonna have a 3, effectively like 3 levels of armor against this, because you may wind up damaging yourself in this process.
Also, it has a base enhancement equal to my quantum divided by 2, so I get more enhancements.
Excellent. So you can buy off. What I would let you do is, if you wanted to drop some of the enhancements. So you got the 5 going in with that, and then what's your quantum?
It's 3, so I get 1 more.
So you got 6 total enhancement right now.
Yes.
You're going to have a base armor rating of 3, which will add to your defense against this attack that you're making against yourself, and him.
I'm making it against myself.
Well, you're making it against. You're using yourself as a projectile, effectively.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
So
like a birthday cake.
So what I would say is you can choose to spend some of those enhancements on worst bachelor party present ever.
Oh God.
We got you an incredible phasing stripper that's going to jump out through the groom's chest.
Who wants cake? All right.
And then hop on the counter and sing "Ragtime Gal" from Spaceballs.
I was gonna do "All I Do Is Dream of You" from "Singing in the Rain." That's what I always think of the cakes.
That's fair too.
You see, I was picturing her bursting out, going, "It's like happy birthday," and being like, "We're gone, I'm leaving."
So you'll have with this the 6 from what Fuafua has given you, plus your quantum itself.
Uh-huh.
The additional 3 from your ranks in this power. So you have 9 points of enhancement that you can spend as armor or otherwise to overcome complications, so on and so forth. You're also going to have, what's your dumpster fire? What's your rating in the power that you have licked him with and are holding him in place with?
My quantum attack entanglement is rating 3, and my quantum is 6, I believe.
Okay.
No, my quantum's 4.
Okay, so we're going to add another.
This is bonkers.
4
I love it.
Enhancements. So that's a total of 13 enhancement. So now you're still going to need to get a hit on this.
Roll at least 1 success, goddammit.
You're going to need to decide how you want to spend those between armor and buying off complications and purchasing stunts. So he still has his defense of 4 that you're going to need to overcome.
Right.
One way or the other.
Uh-huh.
Ultimately, those are the numbers that we're dealing with right now.
I feel really bad for anyone that's coming out of the stream right now, by the way.
Yeah, I know, right? Because this is we've just gone from a stream that has 6 episodes of relatively deep role play with the occasional die roll, like down into the deepest depths of the Aberrant system.
It got crunchy.
So I'm gonna roll these dice first, right?
Yes. So you roll your actual. It would be whatever your quantum attack would be off of your close combat might, I think.
I've been putting them to the side so I can track visually what I have going on here. So I'm these are the dice I have to roll. These are all my enhancements, just so I can see visually how many I have.
Sure.
And it's not. Yeah, there you go. So first of all, I phase and it's super cool, and I go all shimmery and invisible and weird, and you see me float into him at like normal speed.
Okay.
Because I can float faster than that stupid firefly guy. Lightning bug, sorry.
Aw,
Poor Arthur.
setting that bar real low.
And I get 3 successes on the initial roll just to instigate the attack,
Okay.
essentially. And then I have 13 fucking enhancement.
Right. So, you're
So
gonna.
how much
need
do I need to buy off his armor or his defense?
to buy off his defense? You need to blow one of those enhancement dice. So
Oh,
you still
just
have
one?
12
All right.
So you still
Done.
have 12 left to divide between your own armor and stunts.
I should probably give myself some kind of armor, even if it's with just like the gravity or something, so that I can push through without his bones pushing through my own bones.
Right.
Ooh,
That's probably
God, this
fair.
could go wrong in so many beautiful ways.
It's probably fair. So,
We've got
what
a
you
medic, it's fine.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. You would purchase your first damage as one, like the first idea of doing damage to him is one enhancement, or one of your.
Yes.
Then to do critical, which allows you to increase, is 2 per level. And then you're gonna. What I would say is you're gonna want to spend 1 per level for your own armor to negate those levels of damage you're dealing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep, that makes sense. So I could do 1 and then 2, 4, 6 in damage to him. Because he said each 2 dice, right? After that?
Right. So the first
level
one
of
is 1, and then each 2 is another.
Right, so I have
level.
1, 2. Okay, so I have 7 that are damage for him. So 1
Excellent.
regular, 3 critical.
Excellent.
And then I'm going to take 4 to give myself armor.
Okay.
Aren't raincoats?
And then I have 1 left.
All right.
Knockdown.
I mean, I'm hoping that he explodes.
Knock him down while he explodes.
Or I could just have 1 more so I can have a.
You're
And you
doing
have
great,
not.
sweetie.
And just so we're clear, you have not yet used up the last 3 points in the momentum pool, and you've not decided whether or not to spend momentum on this die roll. Just throwing that out there.
How many dice do you get per momentum again? Is it 2?
One die
One?
per momentum.
I mean, I was just gonna spend the last one to put like kind of a cool like phasey or possibly gravity induced film over me so I can emerge without being wet at all.
Oh, God, we're going to be covered.
I'll allow that. Yeah, to keep yourself
You
dry.
have a shield. You can put your shield up like you're at a Gallagher show
This is the splash zone,
or
guys.
Guar. Just pretend you're at a Guar concert. It's okay.
Excellent. So,
Okay, so that is what I've done. I've inflicted a whole shit ton of damage, hopefully.
so we have a good news, bad news situation. Your total damage that you dealt was 4 health levels worth of damage.
Yeah, but he has like 12, right?
He has more than 4 health levels.
Okay.
So he's not dead.
His internal organs are rearranged.
Right. You have caused him a great deal of discomfort, to say the very least. As you fly into him, sort of ball up and then spread yourself like arms wide, legs wide, like Dark Phoenix style.
I mean, I try to.
Right. You do manage to push out, and so the rest of you see this rather horrific sort of display as the seams of his unnatural musculature, where each of them sort of run into one another, all just split and flap open. Okay? There doesn't appear to be any sort of damage to his skeletal structure. So his bones seem to be okay, which you can, strangely enough, see because of the amount of separation between his muscles and his skeletal structure. And Liminal, sort of glowing the whole time, sort of phases out through the rib cage.
Yeah, I just come right back out.
As these muscles then all slap back basically into the same location that they were in before. It sprays blood for about 20 feet in every direction.
They have a film over me.
And
Liminal, my mouth was open.
Whose fault is that?
Your mouth's always open.
and
Which one?
Like, you see this shower of gore just run off of Liminal as if she was surrounded by like a field that protected her from anything. So she comes out looking just spotless and perfect. And he sort of does the like Mortal Kombat finish him sway for a moment before he falls down like onto his butt. Still conscious, still alive, but definitely got his bell rung.
Ghost offers Libel a fist bump.
Damn.
That brings us to our 2. What would you like to do on our 2 Ghost? Unless you want Connor to take the turn.
Ghost was the one because Fafa was the 2, and we just worked together.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yes. So what would you like to do? Well, right. There's 2 2. So I'm sorry. So yeah. So what would you like to do on your action? Unless you want Connor to go.
I would like Connor to precede me.
Okay. Connor is going to, as he's still holding his phone out, you see him like look and like squint in Jerry-Ann's direction, and you see a little bit of blood come out of Connor's nose. Not a great roll, but enough. You see a little bit of blood come out of Connor's nose, and then you see Jerry-Ann sort of twitch, and blood like spray forth out of his nose as well. And you all get sort of a wave of nausea as Connor does that.
Good job, 11.
What would you like to do? Now brings us to Ghost.
Okay. Nobody on our team has really gotten hurt besides blood dripping out of Connor's nose.
Right.
So she's got to stay back for the moment.
All right, you're just going to hold back and reserve yourself?
Yep.
Jerry-Ann, still moving limply and not quite in control of his limbs because the muscles are still all sort of ripped loose at the tendons, is still going to try to take a swing at Dumpster Fire. But he's going to have a +4 complication from the damage that he suffered, and complication equal to your successes when you grabbed him, which was 2. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it was 2 after.
Okay. Yeah. So he's going. So basically, that eats all of his Megamite and gives him an additional complication to buy off.
I also have soft armor at level 2, so that's another 2 he has to get through to buy injury.
All right.
To buy the first
And
damage.
what is your defense?
What do I base that off of?
It's the lower of your. I know this. I'm gonna say the wrong thing, but
I mean, if I could select, he would probably just take it. Like he would stand in the way of whatever was coming at him, and kind of, do the blob belly maneuver, where he just kind of sticks his
right.
bulk.
Engage your muscles.
He's going to, yes, he's going to activate bulk and just kind of, and sumo press into whatever attack this guy was going to do.
I believe your defense is generally 1 unless there's something that you have that bolsters it. So you sort of do a, you're going to stand, absorb it.
Stand firm.
He hits you, and you get the distinct impression that if he was able to bring his muscles to bear, this might have been the end of Dumpster Fire. Because despite the fact that he's basically working with about 2 tendons that are holding his arm together, and despite your immense stamina and stature, you do feel this connect. But it's not significant enough to create an injury. The turn cycles. Connor hits the send button, and you hear like the beep 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 of the text message being sent.
Okay.
Who's doing what on a 3 on this round?
I'll consume him.
You gonna bring him with you?
Yeah,
It's
what?
money, right?
He's a terrorist.
All right.
It's got
I
balance.
Priorities.
I could drop him off at the nearest fucking name your authorities that could handle this kind of guy.
Do you want swap? Oh, so we're gonna keep him alive? Oh, okay.
I'm just literally consume him.
Okay.
Excellent. So you would need to roll.
I know. I just.
All
All
right.
right.
Kill a guy.
I'm going to give you a +4 enhancement to your attack which will basically buy off his defense. So you're basically rolling straight.
Okay. So that's going to be 7 dice.
I apologize to our audience and players for us going a little long tonight, by the way.
1, 2, 3,
I just realized how late it was.
4.
4 is sufficient. You slurp the most wanted terrorist on planet Earth into your belly like so much spaghetti.
You can actually see like the mouth working to like pull him in further.
Well, and there is kind of that spaghetti vibe because his muscles still haven't quite reattached themselves properly, so they're all sort of just doing this as you're
Like Audrey 2 eating the dentist.
Right, exactly.
He has to kind of lean back a little bit to get the verticality to really like.
And you get him all the way in. As soon as his last itty bitty misproportioned shoe goes into your mouth, you all feel your molecules pulled apart on a one-by-one basis and slowly reassembled back at Connor Connor's office.
Thanks, Burnout.
What is wrong with Crash?
I never want to do that again.
You didn't do much. What do you not want to do again?
I never want to stare at a person 3 times larger than me going, everything that makes them inside of them is about to come hurtling toward me if this plan works. The best possible
Waffle is going to
outcome.
be in the dome. Like
Yeah, there would have been a splash zone.
I'm fine. It's okay.
Have you ever ridden one of the rides at Disney that says
Flume?
you might get splashed? The splash zone, there's still residual.
Not if you
Honestly, I appreciate the
residual.
level of teamwork we have displayed. We're really working on this, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can I? Where should I take this guy just so I don't get too much indigestion once he starts?
Project Utopia probably would be the
Yeah.
place.
Okay.
you got your
Right.
name badge on and everything, right? You make a good show of it.
Hey, Shinedown, can you give me a lift over to Project Utopia?
He snaps his fingers. You appear in the middle of Project Utopia. You
Just you?
do your best not to hoard.
No one else gets credit? He just left by himself?
He's our
Oh,
mascot.
I can send
It's
you guys. I can
fine.
send you guys too. It's fine. He snaps his fingers.
I
again, the rest of you-
incapacitated him. Oh,
the rest of you
Hi.
pop over. You're like in the middle of your sentence. Incapacitated him, and they immediately hit a security alert because a bunch of Novas just teleported in, and various
hello.
members of Team Tomorrow show up, who are after some brief explanation and owing to Liminal's mega manipulation, you're able to explain yourselves relatively quickly.
Welcome to my world, by the way, Liminal. Hey, buddy, want to see a really gross video?
I apologize for putting the quick wrap on this, but we are already a half hour over. Quick fast forward as to, and then you managed to turn him over. He's taken into custody by Project Utopia. Count Orzazes makes good on his arrangement. He pays
yay.
you appropriately, so you've all now got $500,000. Connor refuses to take his chunk of the money, but does find in the data that you've recovered that, in fact, his mother and father were killed by agents of Archangel, because the agents of Archangel have been hired to prevent a massive. Well, the Archangel had first been engaged to investigate why this tenement was being terrorized.
Right.
They later discovered that the land that was being grabbed up in Hell's Kitchen was being grabbed up as part of this super villain-esque plot being arranged by Connor's mother and a few other of her business associates, where they're basically going to level Hell's Kitchen and then redevelop it. They were going to create a natural disaster, and then buy up the land when it was low, redevelop it, make a killing. So once Archangel discovered this, they decided the best way to handle it was to just eliminate the threat. Connor doesn't take that revelation very well, and basically says he's going to take a leave of absence from the company. If one of you wants to run it, awesome. Otherwise, you're rich. You don't have to work for me anymore. But I need some time. And he leaves. Obviously, Dumpster Fire becomes even more of a meteor darling than he already was, because he is now brought down one of the greatest threats known among Nova kind. Liminal too. Liminal is also given.
Hat's Liminal on the back, so it's okay.
Liminal is also given a little bit of the spotlight love, but Dumpster Fire is already kind of America's heartthrob. So it only stands to reason that when we return one day for Collateral Damage 3, Damaged Goods, we will begin with Dumpster Fire being offered a reality TV gig.
Oh no!
Where they will set America's heartthrob up with America's sweetheart on a series of dates.
Oh Jesus!
To see if love can be found among Novas.
Oh Jesus!
Between Dumpster Fire and Slider.
This is amazing.
Oh boy.
So, that is where we will wrap up Collateral Damage 2. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns from the assembly?
So for episode 3, can we get a side plot where we're trying to get Major Janitor's body back?
Major Janitor.
I thought his body was going to be in the archive. I'm not even joking. That whole time, I was like, the archive's actually going to be a medical facility that has his body in it. We're going to have to deal with it that. That's what I thought we were doing.
Nope, that's wow. That's a hanging Chad for next time, I suppose, right? So,
I just wish we had more time to really dive into all that.
Well, I think maybe if we play again, we should look at doing longer than 2-hour sessions or just doing them more frequently.
I am so there for that. Honestly, 2 hours is very new for me. I'm used to 4-hour games where you kind of get that traction going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can look at some different options for sure. I'm just making a note so I don't forget the reality TV.
Oh, shit.
Wait. Are there also dog versions with you? So you dress up Cody, right? And
maybe Slider has a dog. She probably has a purse dog, right? Because she's on the go. She's moving. She probably has a chihuahua that she keeps in a purse.
I mean, have we established that either Slider or Dumpster Fire is heterosexual?
We have not, no. But it's...
I don't think reality TV cares.
That doesn't stop the producers.
Right, yeah. The producers don't give a damn. They might both be in other relationships. We haven't even touched on it. They're just trying to sell some...
That's their season 2, is the revelation.
Yeah, exactly. When they do the Springer tour.
Logo spinoff. We'll get you the glamour filter.
Oh, we can do this like the old Next Bus thing. You have five potentials on a bus that follow Dumpster Fire around.
We're talking about this in our chat.
Yeah.
It's true.
Oh,
We cannot
sorry.
talk about
Oh,
this in
dear
front of
Lord.
the entire internet.
No.
All right. So once again, to all the players, obviously, always a pleasure. I love this. We do need to do this again sometime. To everybody who's stuck around watching us, thank you. Sorry we went a little long. I do know that a lot of people, feel like 2 hours is short, but it is seems to be kind of a sweet spot for people watching. More than who's playing, and we want to make sure that the audience is having a good time. Just want to remind you that you can actually pick up Aberrant now on BackerKit. You can pre-order it. Pre-orders are available. I'm not sure off the top of my head what the projected delivery date is, but I know it's being worked on and it'll be coming soon. So you want to get that pre-order, get yourself a nice, cool, badass print copy. Also wanted to just make sure that everyone tunes in this Saturday for Pirates of Bloodwater over at the Devil's Luck Gaming channel, and make sure that you are tuning in on Tuesday nights for Pugmire Paws and Claws, where you can see our other associates. And I'm sure we're going to drag Dixie onto the channel for some more stuff soon. We're talking about we have some things cooking, some stuff going on. So
Yeah, I'll play any of our games, honestly.
As the channel, yeah, and we have there's things I want to share, but I can't quite yet. So as the channel continues, we're going to continue growing. We're adding new programming every week, so there will be some more opportunities to see Dixie and her beautiful green hair. I was saying that one person's green hair was gross, not yours.
Just saying.
She's not buying it. I can tell by the look on her face she's not buying
Oh.
That's true. Your hair is very pretty.
Stunning.
Everybody's hair is pretty here except for mine. Mine's just running away.
Hey.
But the last thing I wanted to
Yourself on stream.
I'm not being mean. I'm just noting that my hair is coward and it's retreating.
Maybe it's self-preserving.
That could be true. Yeah, sometimes it's discretion is the better part of valor, they say.
It's getting long, and it's getting to the point where you can pull it back into a ponytail and have a sweet skullet.
That's true. I could.
Yeah, take the Devin Townsend approach.
Just like my dad. So on that note, the last thing I want to remind everybody in chat is that it is September, which means that new subs get half off. And if you have a gifted sub, you can continue your sub for half off. So if you've not yet done so, please consider subscribing to this channel. You get to watch all the VODs right away, as opposed to having to wait the week for them to go on YouTube. It helps us continue making cool content and do neat things like unlocking these emotes, which I am very thrilled to note. Not only do we have the Onyx Heart and the Onyx Success emotes, but we also have now unlocked our beautiful La Sombra emote from Chicago by Night.
The Sombra clan, best clan.
Nice choice.
No one can stop me from thinking that.
It's true.
Oh no.
See, that's why.
No.
That's why
Gang
she's
rolls,
got.
baby.
That's why she's got the screen flicker, which I think we might have solved now that I've said that out loud. I'm sure it'll be a problem. But yeah, I've wasted enough of everybody's night saying goodnight. So thank you so much and good night. We love you. Stay out of trouble.
Bye-bye.
Be good to yourselves and each other. Awkward way.